I think yung mga kilala ka na ganito, no? They always use yung bahala na mentality, or iba ginagawa nila bahala na si Batman, no? Hi everyone, you know what time it is? It's Trade O'Clock. And welcome to Smart Trade Talk episode 3. Let's break down the latest market trends, hot opportunities, and smart strategies to level up your trading game, only here with Smart Trade. My name is Gab Santos, Smart Trade's market analyst.
And I'm Edwin Sagibo, Head of Learning and Development with Smart Trade.
For this episode, pag-uusapan natin kung ano nga ba yung mga toxic Filipino financial traits. So medyo malayo dun sa mga previous episodes natin, but ayun yung pag-uusapan natin for this video. First thing is, let's talk about yung tinatawag na bahala na mentality. Okay. So sa Redo, I think yung mga kilala ka na ganito, no? They always use yung bahala na mentality, or iba ginagawa nila bahala na si Batman, no? So ano pong masasabi niyo dito sa first topic natin?
It's an interesting topic in the sense na you could hear this all around, no? As long as you are within a Filipino community, madalas mong na-encounter ito. So before we dig into the topic, let us try to figure out or to learn yung etymology nung bahala na. Saan nga ba galing yung salitang bahala na? It comes from the Tagalog word meaning bathala. So doon daw galing yung salitang bahala na. So bathala, and by extension, pagka tiningnan mo yung bahala na, if you try to complete yung sentence na yon, it's bahala ng Diyos. So nag-spin na lang yon ng bahala na si Batman, bahala na bukas, bahala na whatever, no? So yun yung pinagmulan nung salitang bahala na. In context of financial investments or in context of forex trading, no, it implies negativity also, in the sense that it implies lack of planning, no? So that's number one, because you resist creating plans because you find it medyo matrabaho or waste of time, kaya nagbabahala ka na because you really don't want to plan ahead kung ano yung pwedeng mangyari, and you don't want to plan ahead kung ano yung mga susunod mong gagawin. So that's why you say bahala na. Number two is emotional trading. Ang emotional trading is one of the reasons why a lot of traders lose money in the market. So if you do emotional trading, tendency is mas malaki ang chance na matatalo ka pagka nagtitrade ka, because you do not plan. Walang kasamang plano sa pagtitrade mo, and it will eventually end to losing, no? And number three is resistance to continuous learning. So ibig sabihin yan, when you say bahala na, you tend to restrict yourself, no, into learning new things because pinagwawalang bahala mo yung mga bagong pwede mong matutunan. So you resist that. That's why you say bahala na. So these are negative traits these are the negative traits or toxic traits, no, that have negative effect pagdating sa trading natin. That is in the context of forex trading. So how do we reframe this, and how do we make this positive? Pwede naman natin gawing positive ito. Instead of saying bahala na, you take responsibility. You say bahala ako, no? So that is one way of reframing yung negativity ng bahala na. So when you say bahala ako, you take charge, you take responsibility of what is going to happen. So ibig sabihin, if you take charge of what is going to happen, you plan ahead. So it involves thinking out kung paano yung mga next na gagawin mo. So isa pang pwedeng paraan ng pagre-reframe nito into a positive value is bahala na can be associated also with positivism in the sense na if you are faced with uncertainty, no, when you say bahala na, that's in different context because you are trying to summon courage, no, pagdating ng mga hindi mo things that you cannot really define or predict its outcome. So it is associated also with courage. It is associated also with resilience, no? If you say ako bahala na and you do not know what's going to happen, so in a sense na you take charge of what is whatever is going to happen, you hold yourself accountable for it. So yun yung mga pwede nating paraan na para i-reframe natin yung negative implication ng bahala na. So when it comes to trading, those are the things that you also can do. Hindi yung you say bahala na and then you blame it on to everything that you see in the market or everything else that you see around you. So you take charge of whatever. You must learn to take charge, no, of your trading and your the eventuality of your trading journey. Another toxic trade also that is common among Filipinos is itong sinasabi nating utang na loob, no? Especially pagka galit yung isang tao, madalas mong naririnig ito. Lalo na pag nagagawan ng maganda yung isang tao and then that person seems to be ungrateful of the good things that person has done to that person, nasasabihan siya ng walang utang na loob. So, Gab, what do you think about this toxic attitude na about utang na loob?
So, yun sir, no, yung utang na loob tsaka yung one day millionaire lifestyle. Ano to, no? Marami ako na-encounter na tao na ganito. And in terms of utang na loob kasi sa atin, may mga tao talagang ganyan na kahit gaano kalaki or kalit yung tinulong mo sa kanya, money man yan or mga bagay, sad to say, no, may mga point talaga na parang nasabihan na, no, na wala kang utang na loob or what. And then, siguro dito, regardless kung gaano kalit or kalaki yung may tutulong sa ng isang tao, you need to be grateful as always. And then, yung iba kasi, tinitignan nila kung gaano kalaki yung possible na may tutulong na ipoprovide sa kanila, which is dapat hindi ginagawa natin, no? Hindi lang sa Filipinas, but it's a universal thing, no? And then, syempre, yung one day millionaire lifestyle. So, yan, marami din. For sure, sir, may na-encounter ka rin na ganyan. And yung one day millionaire lifestyle, ito yung mga tao na they spend a lot to impress. So, anong nangyari, they spend a lot of things para ma-impress yung isang tao. Ang ending, kahit wala nang matira sa kanila, as long na, alam mo, may mayabang sila sa mga tao, then they don't care about it. So, yung one day millionaire lifestyle and then utang na loob is something na pwedeng mabago. Especially if may na-encounter kayong ganyan. And hindi naman siya yung parang pag panganak pa natin sa mundo, parang gano'n na agad yung gali natin, no? But hindi gano'n, no? So, may mga isa yun sa mga bagay na kayang baguhin na isang tao na naniniwala ako dun, especially dun sa one day millionaire lifestyle. And if there's one practice na naituro sa akin ng mother ko is lagi niya sinasabi sa akin na if hindi mo kaya, wag mong bilhin, no? So up until now, na-apply ko pa din yung practice na yun, and for you guys na nanonood right now, it's something na I think na nasabi rin naman sa inyo, no, ng mga parents nyo or mga mas nakakatanda sa inyo. So that's for the utang na loob and one day millionaire lifestyle. So, ang next naman natin na katangian ng Filipino, toxic Filipino financial traits is yung dependency sa breadwinners na tinatawag. So, sa family nyo, no? So, kayo ba, sir, ano po ang take nyo ron sa dependency on breadwinners?
Most na common ito when especially in families of the lower strata ng society, ano? Madalas nating nakikita na binibigyan ng priority yung mga nakakatanda in terms of pag-aaral, in terms of opening opportunities para sa mga nakakatandang kapatid, because ultimately they are going to be the breadwinners of the family, which can be related also sa utang na loob because you were given the opportunity first, no? So hindi mo kakalimutan yon, magbabayad ka ngayon habang buhay doon sa opportunity na binigay sa iyo. That is why we see a lot of Filipino firstborn, no? They end up being the breadwinners of the family precisely because of the opportunities that were extended to them ng family nila. When you relate that, no, to trading, paano mo maire-relate ang pagiging breadwinner dun sa trading? I could relate that in terms of the values that are being held sa pagiging breadwinner, no, at doon sa trading natin. So one of the values kasi doon na usually na-inculcate sa atin is the pride of providing. So yung pride ng providing, because you are the breadwinner, you take pride in providing for the family or for your siblings. So pagdating naman sa trading, when you have misplaced pride naman sa trading, that becomes also a false, that becomes a negative attitude pagdating sa trading. Because if you have false pride sa trading, let's say for example, saan pumapasok yung false pride na yan sa trading? When you are trading and you commit mistake in your trading, you are not early enough in acknowledging that you committed mistake sa trading mo, tendency is na po-prolong yung losses mo sa market, and by that time that you are ready to accept or ready to take a decision regarding that losing position, it might be too late na. Yung alam ko or I can see na pwede mong i-relate yung value na nakukuha sa pagiging breadwinner, no? I'm not saying that being breadwinner by itself is bad, but there are some values that we can derive from it that does not make necessarily is good to our growth, no? That is what we would want to explain dito sa atin talk ngayong hapon in relation to trading or in relation to financial investment. The fear of investing and mistrust in financial systems. So what can you say about that, Gab?
Okay. Actually, sir, no, ito yung isa sa mga kadalasan na na-encounter ko since Smart Trade, no, we've been doing this for 8 years now. And marami ako na-encounter na umatan sa atin sa mga seminars before na pag tinatanong ko sila, bakit ka nag-try sa trading? Ang majority na sinasabi nila is they're interested to learn. But yung iba doon, gusto lang nila malaman but takot silang mag-invest. Kasi normally, pag sinabihan mo isang tao ng gusto mo ba mag-invest sa ganitong klaseng instrument or let's say in general investment, takot silang mag-invest kasi they think na maglalagay sila ng malaking chunk of money like millions or hundreds of thousands. But they don't know that nowadays, kahit maliit lang yung capital nyo, especially sa trading, no? Kasi sa trading, sa forex trading, kahit maliit yung capital mo, we can participate in this kind of market since we have this thing called leverage. So with that, kahit maliit yung capital mo, if you don't have the capability to invest huge amount of money, pwede kang makapag-trade. And isa yun sa naging common misconception kaya bakit yung iba na natakot mag-invest kahit ano man yan, regardless if it's stocks, forex, cryptos, they think malaki agad yung money that they need to invest, no? Though it's optional kasi hindi naman lahat ng investors ay pare-pares ng pockets, no? If you know what I mean. Some of them, they can invest huge amount of money. Some of them, they can just invest the minimum amount. But, again, nowadays, hindi ganun, no? Kahit sa insurance, regardless kung malaki or maliit yung ihulog mo, pwedeng-pwede yun, no? Kasi merong plan doon wherein kahit smaller scale lang ng money ilagay mo, pasok na pasok sa budget mo, no? Isa rin sa mga naging common misconception kung bakit takot yung mga tao na mag-invest sa red, no? Kasi nga, una, kala nila scam. Okay.
Yan, kadalasan
so, sa trading, no? Ganun eh. So, iba, para tumatak sa isip nila na scam na yun kasi nga, after nila mag-invest, mawala yung hindi nila makontrol man, hindi sila makapag-pull out. But, you have to remember that if you're going to put up your investments, lagi yung tingnan, no? Kung regulated ba ang isang company na pinasukan nyo, like sa mga forex brokers, if they're highly regulated, if meron silang legit licenses, and then sa mga website naman makikita nila doon yung mga license number so they can check everything. And then ang mapayo ko lang sa kanila, sir, no, if they're planning to invest, regardless kung sa stocks man or trading, kailangan pag-aralan nyo talaga, no? Wag kayong pumasok sa isang investment na hindi nyo alam. And you have to remember that everything na merong money involved is there's a risk. So sa trading man yan, so kahit anong businesses, no, laging merong risk if there's a money involved. Alright, so that's for the fear of investments ng ating isa sa mga Filipino toxic traits natin, no. So next naman po natin is yung sir, no, yung lottery and quick rich mindset. Ano pong masasabi niyo rito sa part na to?
So kung titignan natin yung mindset natin ng about how we deal with lottery and quick rich mindset, no, the way I see it, if you try to dig back yung bakit naging ganito ang mindset natin, probably we could connect this dahil we live in a tropical country. Yung connection nito, So because if you look at tropical countries, no, life is easier in tropical countries because sunny ang panahon, no, we only have dry and wet season. So ang tao dito sa mga tropical countries, they do not look forward to hard times because every day is a sunny life. So if you compare this with western countries na meron silang parating na winter, ang mga tao sa western countries, they work hard during summer or during the times na wala pang ang niebe or wala pang snow. They work hard because they would want to prepare for that time when the niebe or when the snowstorm comes. So probably you can look at it that way. So itong pagre-rely sa swerte na tinatawag or itong pagre-rely sa lottery na tinatawag, maybe we can think of it as being born out of laziness also. No? So if it is that way, if it is really that way, then if you try to connect this to investments, no, it becomes negative pagka tinitingnan mo yung investment mo as a quick rich scheme. So kaya marami din ang naloloko sa mga Pilipino pagdating sa investment because ang ano nga nila, ang treatment nila sa investment is not a stable and little by little way of earning money, but it is a way of to earn much money overnight. So yun yung tingin kasi nila. And if people tell you what you want to listen to, you will always believe even if it is obviously a scam, no? So kaya marami ang naloloko sa tao, sa mga investors natin or would-be investors dahil na rin sa ganitong paniniwala nila that there is a quick way to get rich. So in terms of investments, ang kailangan nating imulat ang kamalayan natin ng investment ay hindi po ito paraan para yumaman ng biglaan sa isang iglap lang. Ito ay unti-unti na tinatrabaho natin, little by little as we go along each day, and it needs caretaking from our side. It needs setting your attention to it and working on it slowly day by day. So yun po yung dapat nating tatandaan when we think about it in terms of investment.
Tama sir, no? And just to add, yung luck kasi is something na hindi nyo magagawa consistently sa trading. So if ang mindset nyo as a trader na yung next trades nyo is mataas yung probability to earn times or 3 times the amount of the last profit na nakuha mo because of luck, then you're not trading but rather on the gambling side.
Yes.
Kasi if kahit yung mga galing na traders sa buong mundo, no, hindi nila ginagamit yung luck as their go-to system, but they analyze the market, no. Hindi nila tinitignan na next trade ko possibly na maging times 3 or what. But again, luck is something na hindi nyo magagawa consistently sa trading. So you need to analyze everything regardless of the instruments that you're trading, whether if it's the crypto market, the forex market, the precious metals, ETFs, and so on and so forth. Okay sir, no, dun tayo sa last part nung episode na to, no, which is yung breaking the cycle, solutions, and mindset shifts. For sure, marami pa kaming discuss about Filipino toxic traits kasi yun lang yung mga common na encounter natin, no. So, ano ba yung mabibigay nating dito sir, payo sa part na to?
Well, in any problem or in any negative attitude that we have, no, ang pinaka-general siguro muna dyan is learn to accept it. When you accept that something is present, then that's the only time that you are willing to change that into a better way siguro, no? So, ang pinakauna is you accept that there is really a bad or toxic habit with you. So, if once you learn to accept that, you will realize also that there is a need to change that. And the first step towards changing that toxic attitude is of course learning, because everything comes from learning. So in financial investments or in trading or in forex trading, ang pinaka first niyan is financial literacy. You have to open up your mind that there is such an avenue that will create an opportunity for you to earn consistently once you've learned the ropes of doing forex trading. So probably yun yung maibibigay kong advice, no, the practical way of turning these negative attitudes into positive positively reframed attitude is you accept that there is a bad attitude to be reversed or to be mended, and next is you try to learn. You learn from either, if it is a financial concern, then you learn your financial literacy. Once you've learned your financial literacy, then everything else follows. You will know what to do after that, and you will know how to handle whatever windfall will come to you. Should you be good in what you will be doing in your trading journey. So yun naman, Gab. So the next thing to that is it says here, encouraging financial literacy and independence, no, as a way of breaking from the cycle.
And tama, Sir Ed, no? Una is yung encouraging financial literacy. Alam mo, Sir, nakakatawa kasi recently, di ba, na-invite tayo na mag-talk sa Bacolod, no? Sa Lasal, no? So, hello po sa mga taga-Lasal sa Bacolod, no? So, na-invite tayo doon na mag-talk about trading in general. Nowadays, may mga schools din na sinusulong yung hindi trading but more on investments na masama sa course nila, no, which is really good, no, kasi before nung I was once a beginner, walang mga ganyan eh. If you want to learn how to trade the market, then you need to look for a lot of seminars, which is iba may bayad, no, but nowadays maraming mga free resources. And ayun, mas okay if I do hope, no, na sa mga schools na may sulong yung ganyang klaseng course, no, which is all about investments. Yeah. And dito naman sa Smart Trade, for sure, no, yung mga nakikinig ngayon na naka-attend sa amin, lagi tayo nag-offer ng free sessions or free online webinars via Zoom, no, we call it webinars nowadays, and seminars, sir. Seminars, may mga workshop din tayong ginagawa wherein we teach yung mga strategies and systems that you can use and mga trading tools na provided, no, as you progress sa trading journey nyo. And dito sa Smart Trade, we also provide, no, yung mga personalized coaching, yung mga experienced learning consultants natin. So dito, if you're really interested to learn how to trade the market, it's not about kung magkano ilalagay mo, no, sa trading capital mo, but you need to invest sa time. Kasi napaka-importante ng time. If you're capable to invest sa isang financial market, but if you don't have the time, then mas mahirap yung ganun, Sir Ed, no? Kailangan yung time talaga yung unahin mo simula, no? So next naman natin, Sir Ed, is shifting from a scarcity to abundance mindset. Ano pong masasabi niyo rito, Sir Ed?
So kung titingnan natin, no, shifting from scarcity to an abundance mindset, parang ano, no, parang it's a happy ending in a one story, in a story of struggle, no. If you are able to find yung correct na solution dyan, then you will be able to end it on a happy note. So pagdating naman sa atin, no, sa practical life natin, sa everyday life natin, if we are confronted with scarcity or something like short of scarcity, no, pagka when we are confronted with those things, ang una nating iisipin nga is one of the things that we would right away think of is yung solution na madali, solution na mabilis, at solution na instant. So that's why a lot of people, no, get into trouble because of those things. They do not consider or they do not try to think that karamihan sa buhay, no, pagka madali mong nakukuha yan, madali ring nawawala sa'yo. So kailangan natin isipin ang pag-aaral ng masinsinang pag-aaral sa mga solusyon natin. Ibig sabihin, when you want to engage in forex trading, for example, forex trading is not a one-way, is not a one magic act of redeeming yourself from whatever hardship that you are into now. So pagka nag-decide ka na mag-trade sa forex, you also commit yourself into long periods of studying, long periods of focusing on what you really want dun sa trading mo, and patience, no, and Of course, yung patience na sinasabi natin dito is patience that is involved in trading kasi hindi pwedeng wala kang patience sa pagte-trade because you have to wait for the price that you would want to get in and you also have to wait for the price to come to your profit objective. At hindi lang yan, patience to learn also because in learning, hindi naman isang beses lang na nag-attend ka ng webinar na intindihan mo na lahat, di ba?
Yes, sir, tama.
It may need time for you to attend over and over again until you can truly say to yourself na naintindihan ko na yung gustong ipabatid sa akin ni Smart Trade sa pagdating sa usaping ito or paksain na ito. So yun yung masasabi natin dyan, no? We can only achieve an abundance mindset pagka pinagtiyagaan nating aralin yung mga dapat nating aralin sa pagdating sa ating trading journey.
Okay, so that's a wrap for today's episode of Smart Trade Talk. We hope you gained valuable insights to boost your trading game. If you love this episode, be sure to subscribe, share, and leave us a review as it helps us to bring more expert advice straight to your ears. If you want to take your trading skills even further, sign up for our free webinars, attend our seminars, or get personalized coaching to level up your strategy. And remember, trading is all about knowledge, discipline, and smart decisions. Until next time, stay sharp, stay profitable, and trade smart with Smart Trade.